Welcome to Onfleet, the operating system for local delivery. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the basic components and features of the platform, as well as a delivery from creation to completion. Onfleet can be broken down into three major components. The dispatch and management dashboard, which I have here running in the web browser. The driver mobile app, which is available for iOS and Android devices. And lastly, the recipient experience, where your customers can track their driver and ETA live. We will take a look at that in a minute once we start a delivery. Let's dive into the dashboard first. Here, each one of these pins on the map represents a pickup or drop-off, or as we call it, a task. We use color to indicate a task status, where the gray pin indicates unassigned, purple indicates assigned to a driver, blue is a task in transit, and green indicates a successful completion. If a driver fails to complete the task, it will appear red. Let's edit a task. First, I double-click a pin on the map or sidebar and choose Edit. Here, I can adjust the recipient or who we are delivering to, and any special recipient information like door codes. Then we select whether the task is a pickup or drop-off. In Task Details, I can add information for the driver like order numbers or items. Next, we set the destination, which will be geocoded to a latitude and longitude. Lastly, we choose a time in which the task must be completed. Now let's take a step back and talk about how I got these tasks into the dashboard. For smaller operations, they can be manually added one by one. For higher volume operations, tasks can be bulk imported from a spreadsheet or created programmatically via our API. Now let's take a look at the sidebar. Here you will find each of your drivers organized by team. Underneath each driver is a list of their currently assigned tasks. With the exception of completed tasks, the list in the sidebar and the tasks on the map will match. You can even zoom directly to a team, driver, or task by right-clicking in the sidebar and choosing Show on Map, or using the hotkey Z. The teams, drivers, and tasks displayed in your dashboard are dependent on your filter settings, which are adjusted from the control panel at the bottom left of the dashboard. Here you can modify the day and window of time, team, or status that you want to visualize. Once you've made your selection, apply the filter by clicking outside of the control panel. Now that we have a good idea of what we are looking at, let's get one of our drivers online so we can perform a delivery. Once a driver logs in, he or she can use the switch at the top of the driver app to go on duty. This will begin the live tracking and they will appear on the map. Onfleet has real-time tracking. The driver's phone is pinged multiple times per second. And as you can see, our driver is now green, indicating online and idle, and shows up on the map. Okay, we have tasks, we have available drivers, so now we need to assign them. We can do this a number of different ways. For on-demand deliveries, they can be automatically assigned using our API, or by right-clicking and choosing Auto Assign. Here we can choose the closest driver or the one with the shortest route. We can even limit the number of tasks a driver can receive at any given time. For scheduled deliveries, the best way to assign tasks is using Onfleet's enterprise-grade route optimization engine. Whether you need to route 10 or 10,000 tasks, Onfleet's engine will consider location, time windows, driver schedules, vehicle capacity, and historical, real-time, and predictive traffic to create efficient, achievable routes. let's run a quick routing scenario. We start by selecting the task we want to route, right-clicking, and choosing Optimize Tasks. This will launch a wizard that lets us configure the optimization parameters. We simply choose one or more teams, set a value for the max tasks that can be assigned, a global service time, and whether our routes will start, end, or start and end at a predefined hub. Lastly, we can choose a mode that optimizes to always arrive on time, meaning no violations to your defined time windows, or to minimize drive time, where mileage and time are minimized in order to save the most money. Then we click Optimize so the engine can check for errors in our tasks. And in a matter of minutes, our selections, plus the driver schedules, vehicle capacities, and traffic data will be analyzed and an optimal routes assigned to our drivers. Finally, let's look at our tasks from the perspective of a driver and the end recipient, your customer. As you can see, the driver can see assigned tasks in a list and even click the map icon in the top right to view tasks on a map. Clicking into a task will show all the relevant details, including the destination, recipient information, and notes that we added on creation. The driver simply needs to hold to start, and that will trigger the start of the task. Starting a task is the first of several triggers that can be used to notify customers of their delivery status. I've configured a few SMS notifications in our settings by 1. Choosing a trigger, of which there are status, distance, and time-based options. 2. Using merge tags to craft a customized message. And 3. Including a tracking link. If I click the text message that was sent to me, I'm taken to a beautiful, mobile, optimized tracking experience. As a customer, I can see where the driver is, their real-time ETA, and even call or text them directly. As you can see, this screen can be branded to your business with your logo or the driver picture, your brand colors, and even be fully white labeled with your own URL. Now, let's pop back over to the driver who needs to get going. He can click on the address or the map and be taken to Google Maps, Apple Maps, or Waze to get turn-by-turn navigation directions. Clicking the recipient's name will also allow the driver to call or text the customer directly. It's important to note that all communication between drivers and recipients is anonymized. This keeps your customer and driver's personal phone numbers private. Now, let's assume the driver has arrived at his destination and dropped off the items. After tapping to complete, he can collect photos, signatures, scan barcodes, and collect notes. You can even configure these to be required so that a task can't be completed without them. Once we've collected all our proof of delivery information, we simply choose a status, completed or failed, and hit done. This will complete the task in the dashboard, and if configured, send a completion notification to the customer. I have one set up here that thanks the customer for their business and provides them the link again, but this time to collect their feedback. Let's give this delivery 5 stars. Now, let's pop back into the dashboard to review the completed task. By double-clicking on any task, you can immediately see any signatures, barcodes, or photos taken by the driver. All of this information can also be accessed through our analytics dashboard or exported into a CSV for further analysis. Let's take a look at how deliveries have gone this week. You can see KPIs by day or driver, including how often tasks are delayed, total time, and distance each task required. The analytics page can help you learn who your best drivers are and who are your worst, and how to coach them appropriately. While there are many more incredible features built into Onfleet, this is just a taste of what there is to offer. This is Onfleet in a nutshell. It's been a pleasure showing you Onfleet. Good luck, and don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions.